Welcome to Blade Talk with Scab and Joe.
Welcome to Blade Talk with your YouTube host, Joe Steele of the Steel Mindset, and Scab of Choir Boys Outdoors. Here we talk about blades, the people who bring them to us, and why we love them.
So sit back, relax, we got a really good show for you.
Let's welcome our hosts into the room. This is Blade Talk with Scab and Joe.
Here on Blade Talk and our corresponding channels, we recognize our U.S. veterans. For all their sacrifices and their struggles, our beloved veterans, you're always welcome and respected. Enjoy the show.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Blade Talk. Welcome into the room. Welcome to everyone that is already in the chat and chatting it up already. So, guys, as you know, with Blade Talk, we try our best to bring you some of the most powerful, influential personalities in the blade world, including the knife makers, the big knife makers, the small knife makers, the influential people on YouTube that basically talk about knives. We just try to bring you the best of the best on Blade Talk to just have, great conversations about the blade community. So, but what I like about this show tonight, we're going to be bringing you someone who actually takes our most beloved blades, or pretty much any blade for the most part, and improves upon them, makes them better. And that's always a good thing. And it's also American made, support the American worker. That's always a good thing as well. But he's basically aftermarket stuff that you can basically improve the knives that you love and improve them to a point where you make them not only aesthetically look better, but they just functionally just are more comfortable and better to work with. And we're obviously talking about knife scales, and we're talking about Carroll'S custom knives. And Lucas is in the room. I recently had a knife made up with the slabby, and if you guys seen my videos, I did all different stages up until like how I feel about it and how it performs even after the scales, and just vast improvement. So really excited to talk about Luke with all his work, and also show some of his beautiful work, which is really just off the hook, amazing stuff. Very dedicated guy, dedicated in his job. He'll tell you all about it. Before we get Blade Talk going, guys, as the promo said, we our channels, corresponding channels, and Blade Talk is dedicated to our veterans who fought for us, who fought for so many rights that we have now, including doing this show and our freedom of speech, freedom to speak our mind, freedom to be human. And we appreciate everything they did to get us that privilege. So other than that, guys, let's get Blade Talk in room. Let's welcome Scab, and let's welcome Luke, and let's get Blade Talk going. And thank you for everyone for joining us. Welcome, gentlemen.
What's going on? Where's Luke? There he is.
There he is.
There he is. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Luke. Welcome to Blade Talk.
Welcome, buddy.
Good to be here.
Hey, do me a favor real quick. We've got, I know Joe's got a specific question or two to ask you, but introduce yourself. I've been curious about this myself, honestly. How did aftermarket scales enter your purview? Let us know.
Well, it all started maybe 8-9 years ago. I watching YouTube just like everybody else, saw these advertisements for CNC machines and thought, hey, I can do that. So I got one, and I just started making like that crap you see at craft shows and stuff like that, but never had any luck selling it. Just kind of felt like I was wasting my time making it, heart wasn't in it. And just kind of let the CNC sit for a while. And I think I was out deer hunting, and I had my BK9 with me. And where I deer hunt here, the thickets they're just so thick. It's hard to get through. And so I had that with me, just trying to cut through some plum thickets I think we had a deer down in the middle of the thickets. So just trying to get to it and retrieve it. And that Becker flew out of my hands because those plastic handles on it. And that's kind of where it all started. I
Right.
wanted to see if I could make a better handle for it, and it just went from there. So,
Well, you can definitely make a better handle for it. I think you sent me some Becker scales, and I put it on. I've got a BK2 and Magna Cut that I put it
yep.
on. Is exactly what I did. Hey, do this. I'm going to show mine. Joe's going to show his. It's kind of a show and tell. We talked about this a minute before we came on. The slabby, the K-bar slabby. You have, I really believe, single-handedly kind of transformed this knife, right? That people
Thank
still
you.
have the gripes, but honestly, man, you really took it. It made this knife. I was a little aggravated with it. I'll be honest with you, not from a performance standpoint, but from other things. And when I got this back from you, man, I just fell in love with it again. Tell us a little bit about the thought process and what's on these.
Well, I wanted to make a handle for that knife so bad and didn't really realize what I was getting into when you sent it to me. And then I took those handles off and realized it was kind of going to be a nightmare. So anyways, I made it work. And one thing that I've got a gripe with the slabby about, now I was able to straighten this bottom out, the pommel out, but right up here, my finger guard, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's crooked. So it makes every picture that I take look like my handles are out of square or too short. And let's see if I can find I mean, I had a couple people get with me and say that they thought that they were too short. And the problem is if I make them any longer, I'm not going to be able to put them on my knife.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pop these off and.
Well, now you're talking about because yours is crooked, and Dual Sports Outdoors got one where his cross guard rattled, and they sent him a brand new knife. I haven't had any problems with mine. I do thank the Lord on that.
Yeah.
This,
I mean, I'll put this guy on right here so you can see. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
it's about as tight
Joe,
as I can go. I can't. What's that?
I said, Joe, put Luke in the middle.
Oh.
Where we can, there you go. Let's see it.
So, I mean, damn thing won't fall off. So, yeah, it's about, I don't know, maybe a few thousandths that it's just out of whack, and it's kind of driving me crazy. But other than that, I love the knife.
Now, did it come to you that way?
It did.
Okay. Because again, my guy at Dual Sports Outdoors, he was livid, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. And I want to say this too, real quick. I wanted to address this because I did a video, and I knew when I said it, I'd get all the know-it-alls coming at me about the price. When I said the MSRP was $240, it was $170 or whatever. What I was saying there is exactly what I said. I wanted the MSRP to be between like $150 and $170. I said that, and I'll make this quick, because there are a lot of people who only buy from K-Bar because they're afraid of getting knockoffs. That's where that comes from. That's not bitching to bitch. That's where I came from. But again, for anybody interested, tell them what to do. Look, I know we're going to run your website at the bottom, but tell them what they would do if they wanted like a slabby or any knife.
As far as
Contacting you. I'm sorry. No, contacting you.
Yeah, like the process, the whole process of it,
Okay, the best way to get a hold of me is I have a WhatsApp button on the website.
Okay.
And if you use the WhatsApp, I get a text message, because when I'm making handles, I'm terrible about checking emails. So if you text me, I'll see that right away. but the process, but it's kind of hard to take a lot of custom orders
Yeah.
because I buy the knife. I don't really like people sending their knives to me just in case something happens. The damn postal service can lose the knife and then, you're out a knife
Yeah.
and I'll probably pay you for it. So I don't really like that scenario. So if I have a knife listed on the website or it's one that I can do, I'll generally take a custom order for that. That said, it is hard to keep up with everyone. I try my best, but I've got a notebook over there that's got 3 pages of handles that people want, and it's a lot easier for me to order sheets of material and just make handles from, I'll buy a whole sheet of micarta at a time. So say I just bought OD green. So if anybody wants OD green handles, now's the time. But anytime I order a sheet, it's like 6 weeks out. So I'll buy a sheet of OD green, then somebody wants black. It's just
Of course. But so you make it. It's better for you to make a batch, and people purchase that way. Okay, which that makes sense. That you buy, and I would imagine it's the BK9, the K bars, or the Slabby. Probably a lot of the more common. What's the most common knife you've made handle scales for, right off the top of your head?
Oh, it's got to be the Becker series.
Okay, and that makes sense.
I was thinking of that too.
That makes sense. Here's what's crazy about that, Lucas, is one set of handle scales changes an entire knife, changes the whole damn knife, the whole thing, whether it's micarta or whatever. But right before I kind of got introduced and hooked up with you, one of the guys at work had made me a pair of, I believe it was bloodwood from Africa, a pair of bloodwood handle scales, and it changed that knife. And then you sent me several pairs. This one, I tried to get as many as I could before we had this, just so you guys could see. This is the Puzon Predator Hunter Bowie, which Dave's really got to shorten that name up. But this is the custom scales. And here's the thing, Work Tough Gear does an amazing job with their G10. But I was going to show y'all just kind of the difference. Here you go. And it's not in any way knocking, because I love Vic's work, but just if you want to take a knife like this and dress it up, it changes the game. This is stock scales, and that is the custom scales you did for me. Now, what material is this, Lucas?
That's Dymalux. Reese calls it skateboard material, but that's not what it is. It's basically layers of birch plywood or birch that they dye, and then they layer it. All the grain all go in the same way, and it's stabilized and pressed, and it's tough stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. And is that the same that's on the Spartan Harsey Kukri?
I think that's just natural micarta that I dyed.
Really?
Yep.
That's a phenomenal job, man. That is a phenomenal job. And guys, I told Luke before the thing, when I showed Bill Harsey, he said those are beautiful, but he's not trying to improve my design. That was kind of, Mr. Bill's a mess. I'm actually going to send him a set. I need to order a set from you and send him some for him.
Have you done any Les George, any K-Ball Les George knives?
Yeah, I just got those done. I think they're on the website.
Because I have to look at that, because there's one that I just got from K-Ball.
Good looking knife.
Really looking knife. It's got that see-through handle, which I know you don't like that, because I don't even
it's
like
atrocious.
But the knife is. I'm actually going to get it. I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to get it for you. I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Though,
it would have a nice look to it. I still got to review it. It's a really nice looking knife. But I got to get.
I'd rather have the Grivery than that polycarbonate handle on the left George. It's so slick.
Yeah. All right, let me go get that knife. And guys, listen, chat. If I happen to start cursing involuntarily, it's because I have the Yankee game on the side because it's playoff baseball. So I'm actually watching it back and forth. So that's why I'm distracted.
You're good.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Luke and I will hold down the fort. Hey, so let's do this. For a long time, I didn't know that you did anything other than Work Tough Gear knives, and we'll wait for Joe to get back for you to tell how you got hooked up with Work Tough Gear. But how long have you been doing this?
Oh, I think around 2017 is kind of when I started with the CNC, and maybe 2019, 2020. I started making handles. I really wasn't that great at my CAD yet. And I think I got one. Hang on, let me grab one.
Well, check it out. And so since I'm sitting here by myself, chat, and I can barely see what you're saying, there's well regulated. I can see that. Y'all got to watch Reese. He may or may not have a shirt on. Listen, let's do this, because you can't have a live. You can't have a live without saying what you got in your pocket. I don't really have dick in my pocket. Well, I don't have a knife in my pocket. So I'm gonna show y'all this. I happen to be sitting by my cold steel stuff. It's my pocket knife for the night. We're going with the Frenzy. What do y'all got? Also, I hope everybody's having a good week. Thank God you're back. They were wearing me out. Let's see it.
I got my Spyderco and my White River Urus Cub.
Now, Kurt just got one of those.
Are
you a big? Yes, sir. The knife. Did you do your scales?
Yep. I did. Yeah.
So that was going to be my question.
These are Sure Touch. So it's G10, and then there's layers of rubber inside of there. And these are probably my favorite handle material.
Jesus Christ.
I loved it. I just did. I've got a Bark River down here. I think it's one of the ones that busted with crew wear, but I like that Sure Touch. What did you grab, Luke?
Oh, for handles?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so here's some of my early stuff. So there's a original Becker, and I mean, not the greatest. And then here's what I used to have for the SE models. So I guess I'm just too stubborn to give up. There's an early tweener. I tried dyeing these, they turned out pink, but I've got a pile of old handles like that just to kind of remember how far I've come.
Now, I was going to ask you, if you buy a knife, do you automatically make handles for it?
No, honestly.
Really?
I've got probably about 20 laying around here that I need to make handles for. Just haven't gotten to them yet.
But that would be something I think I would do a lot, is make my own handles. Probably overdo it. Probably do it too much.
So these are two.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You finish up, Luke.
It's just gotten to the point now where it's hard to keep up with the handles that I already make.
Right.
So when I add new knives, it just puts other things farther behind, and I've got, people hounding me, where's this at? And just haven't gotten to it yet. Yep.
Well, now guys, before Joe says anything for the chat, if you guys want to get something from Lucas, you can use Scab. It's all caps, right, Luke?
Yep.
Use Scab all caps, and you'll get a discount code. And guys, obviously I've showed y'all 3 or 4, but there's a way more. Lucas scales is worth it. Trust me when I tell you that. All right, let's see Les George, Joe.
Well, I'll show you the Les George, and I want to go back to the Slabby too, because there's something really I want to point out as far as what he did with that. All right, so let me bring this solo. Hold on. All right, solo. All right, so here's a Les George, a typical K-ball sheet, and here is what it looks like. I mean, it's comfortable. There's nothing wrong with the comfort. It's got the ramp here. I mean, it's a really good looking blade. I really do like the blade a lot. I mean, look at that spine. It's got that chamfered like spine there. It's a beautiful knife. It's just that I just think that, I mean, it's unusual. I think that's what makes us stand out a little bit with that translucent, with the see-through and all that. But yeah, you put a Lucas Carroll handle on here. I mean, it's just going to change the whole look.
Yeah, that's got to happen.
You know what I'm saying, right, Scab? It's lacking something. It's lacking some. Sometimes to be different, but with the material and everything, but having extra grip. I mean, listen, the way it is, it's fine. I don't have any issue as far as how it's going to work, but just it is lacking something by not having the proper type of handle. So I think this is definitely another project for you there, Lucas.
I've got those available on the website.
Good. I'm going to have to look into that. Yep. Here's another one that, and Scab could agree with me and not agree with me. You know this knife, right? Colonial?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the handle. I like it. It's just too damn slick for me. It's too damn slick. It's fine. It's grippy, but it's too damn slick. You put a nice grippy handle on here. It's a really good-looking blade from Colonial Knife Company. I think this is the 400 series. I forget what it was. Yeah. I think this would also be vastly improved because it won't be as slick. Other than being slick, it's a nice, right, Scab? You would agree. It's a comfortable handle, but I think personally it's a little slick in the hand.
Yeah, it's one of those old school handles. Absolutely adore the knife shape, and it's a tough knife. But I agree. Some canvas micarta or something like that. It's phenomenal. I'm sitting here looking at mine as we're talking about it.
It would change this whole knife, the whole grip of this knife. But guys, that's what we're saying here. It's just a matter of just changing up the grip to give you more tactile feel and just a better feeling type of knife. It's not only about the aesthetic. And the reason why I say that is because I want to go to the Slabby real quick, if I may, guys. And I if you guys watched my video, this freaking Boston Yankees game is driving me fucking nuts. All right, if you watch my video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, not only did we improve the whole aesthetic of this knife, one of the problems of people complaining about with the tang was a little bit overlapped over the actual the nylon handles, the glass nylon film handles. It was overlapping a little bit where you can kind of put your finger and you would feel the tang. What I like what you did, Lucas, and I don't know if you did this on purpose or if it just worked out that way. You made it so now it's more flush, like the G10s, the micarta is overlapping the tang a little bit, so you're not feeling the tang going into your palm. So it's a lot more comfortable because all you feel now is the scale. So you don't feel the actual overlap of the tang over the nylon scale. So not only is it better, but it's just so much more comfortable, basically, and grippy to hold. Because you did that. Now, is that something that you noticed that needed to be done, or it just kind of worked out that way?
No, I intentionally did that. I
thought you did.
mean, I try to match the tang as to the best of my abilities. It's kind of a painstaking process. It's one of the more difficult steps of the whole process is getting it perfect. And I mean, I'm just a regular guy, so nothing's gonna be absolutely perfect, but it's as close as I can get it to my abilities.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you hit that out of the park, man. That just I noticed that right away as soon as I had it in my hand.
That's the way mine is too. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, Lucas, before Joe asks you about work tip gear. Have you ever done a cold steel knife?
Yes, I've got the medium Tantos, the Warcraft Tanto.
Okay. Really?
And I've got the Tanto XL or the Magnum Warcraft.
I got both of those.
I've made a few 80-15 scales, but I don't know. Those are kind of finicky. And
Yeah.
I had a few customers bitching, and so I honestly just quit making them because
About the 80/15 stuff, or
the 80/15 stuff, yeah, about the head depth of the screws. Some people
yeah,
like it one way, some people like it the other way, and I just got fed up of people bitching, so I just quit making them.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody's got their druthers on that. I'm glad you said that, because I did want to ask you about pocket knives and things like that. You can do pocket knives, right?
I can, but I really don't. And the reason is, for one, when I take the damn thing apart, I'm gonna lose something,
Yeah.
and I've got to take pictures of everything. So changing out handles on pocket knives is kind of a pain in the ass. So
Yeah. Well, now
I don't know.
Booney asked about, does Lucas offer scales for folders like the Formax Scout? That would be a bigger pocket knife. Now
I've got one.
that might be something to think about there, bro, because that's a popular. The Formax Scout's one of the best knives for the money on the market. I'm gonna grab these Warcraft. I mean, that might be something to consider.
That might be a really good improvement on that Scout, because that is a cheaper model, so they didn't give you the really good G10 like the actual Formax. So improving that handle, I think, would be pretty cool if you're able to do it. So that answers your question there, Booney.
And one thing too, Luke, you might just have to. There comes a time too where you just have to say, "Hey guys, this is what I offer.
Mhm.
This is what it is." You know, and that's not being an ass. That's to save your own, your own mental health.
Sanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. See, I got the Warcraft. I love the knife, and I don't hate the handle, but I'll be honest with you, something a little thicker, or my cartery, however you say, my cartery. But I got both. Both are wicked blades. But I'll be honest with you, and then we'll move on. I was asking more for like the SRKs, because it's that enclosed thing. And I as much as I love cold steel, and I am an unabashed fanboy, here's the thing. Joe will tell you, I'm an SRK. I love that. I've got 4 or 5 different styles of the SRK, but I hate the damn handle. So I didn't know if you did any of those, and I would imagine that's a pain in the butt. But if you
Yeah,
ever
I
get into that,
haven't
let
even
me know.
attempted that.
Well, if you ever try it, let me know. I'll be a guinea pig. I've got 4 or 5 of them. I'd be happy to send for the cause.
That would be an interesting project.
But I love the shape, and it reminds me a little bit of the felt Neben. I like that shape. Joe, ask Luke what you're going to ask him about, or bring up what you're going to bring up about Work Tough.
Well, let me actually, while I get myself away from the game for a second, let me actually bring up the website. Let me bring it up here so it's a little quicker. Work Tough Handle. Let me bring the Work Tough Handles up. Give me a sec. Stop this screen. Share this screen. Hold on. Okay, Work Tough Gear. Here we go. All right. So here is the handle scales for Work Tough Gear, and we were having a very brief conversation before the live, and I noticed that with I think the Mountain Lion, some of the models, Mr. Vic actually advertises, Carroll Custom Scales. So I says, how did that come about? So it's a pretty interesting story. If you could tell us all about it, since Work Tough Gear is big on Scab and my channel. Yeah, tell us all about Work Tough Gear, how you got involved with them.
Yeah, so I was posting some pictures in the Becker Knife group on Facebook, and Rich Galope hit me up and said, "Hey, have you ever made handles for Work Tough Gear?" And I said, "Nope." And he kind of got me into it. I got my first knife, and I think it was like a Nomad field knife, and just started working on those handles. And eventually I got to know Vic, and Vic's just, I mean, I can't say anything but good things about Vic. He's just one hell of a dude.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I was having some trouble with that handle. And so I reached out to Vic for some help, and he helped me with it. So as a way to pay Vic back for helping me, I made those handles for him, and I just asked him to cover the material, and I I shipped them over to him. And those have actually been made for a little over a year now, and I kind of have kept an eye out to see when he was gonna, sell them on knives, and he finally did. So that was exciting.
That's gorgeous, man. Love that. Now that's that handle, right? The Nomad.
Yeah.
This is the
That's
Yep.
Lion.
okay. Okay. I forget they do, like, this is the Nomad 12 with no choil. I forget that they do some with choils and some without. But I can imagine this being a difficult handle to do, just looking at it.
Yep. And then I think that's the Gen 1 handle. So after I finally got that handle figured out, they changed it.
Of course.
Yeah. And went to the Gen 2. The Gen 2 is a lot more comfortable, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's the
Yeah.
same handle as the proper chopper.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I like the Little Evil. Little Evil looks nice with that handle.
Yeah, that's a nice blade. That's a
That's a nice
shame
look.
they
Yeah,
discontinued it.
beautiful.
Well, and you know what? That one may come back. That one, I think
yeah.
that one they could bring back down the line, and it do well. Sometimes you have to let one kind of marinate for a little bit. I love mine. I got the one with the red handle scales. Joe, bring this up. This is the proper chopper handle, and I'll do a comparison real quick. I'm gonna cut myself.
Oh shit.
All right, so there's the Nomad. This is the Nomad. That's the Nomad 12, and this is the proper chopper. Both designed by Zeke Minacho.
See, this game's over.
Both of these, I believe, are Gen 1. And Boston must have lost.
No, if Boston lost, I'll be very happy, my friend.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got it confused. Got it confused.
You got the Yankees here, buddy. New York, man. This is a bad series.
So, Lucas, tell us a little bit. Now, is this what you do for a living?
No, I'm
And
actually
don't take me off.
electrical superintendent.
Okay, I
This
thought
is,
so. So how do you do time for both?
Well, so our work schedule is 3 weeks on, 1 week off.
Okay,
So you guys actually caught me on my week off, and
good.
I make handles on my week off.
I got you.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I don't know if you want to talk about the state you're in, but when you were talking about the thicket, I was shocked. So, do you live in a heavily wooded, forested area?
Well, I hunt out at a reservoir. I'm right here in Nebraska, and yeah, we've got thickets all over.
Okay.
It's not all flat out here.
Well, everybody, I think, thinks corn, and I do. But I've never been to Nebraska. I wanted to head out that way. I've been to Michigan, love Michigan. My wife's from Detroit, but I wanted to talk to you too about that very thing. Different areas of the country. There's Joe's in the north. I'm in the south. You're in Nebraska, and there's people. Do you see certain trends from different areas of the country, or is it like a trend that just kind of rides a wave, like this is popular and we're going, or does temperature play into that? And I'll tell you why I'm asking in 1 second.
I've honestly tried to figure out some kind of pattern, and there isn't one. I mean,
I got it.
the only pattern that I can figure out is deer season.
Okay.
Things usually pick up around deer season, which is understandable. I mean, everybody's getting new gear for their hunt. So
What's
why
your
not
most
put a
popular?
inch handle or something on your knife?
Yep.
What's the most popular material for deer season?
Oh, everything goes. I mean,
Okay.
it just, yeah. And honestly, I don't really watch that stuff all that much. I just don't have time for it.
Gotcha.
And I don't ship the handles myself. My parents are retired, and so I make the handles, I give them to my parents, and they do all that stuff, and it's great.
Really
I mean,
interesting.
yeah,
That's cool.
yep,
That's really cool. I didn't expect
yeah.
for you to say that.
Oh yeah,
That's
my
awesome.
mom's on top of it, man.
So they strip them
She
and
handles
they
all the
install
orders.
them and the whole thing. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah,
I did not
that's
Yeah.
expect
cool. The reason I was asking that is Lion Steel makes obviously the T5, and it's one of my favorites. But I lose sight a lot of time, man, being in Northeast Florida. We may have a day, and it won't be during the day. It'll be at night, a couple nights in the 20s, a week or two in the 30s. But I wore shorts at Christmas. I don't think much about it, but I was reviewing that T5, and I think it was the middle of the winter, and I had a couple comments just blasting me about the steel on the on the hand, and I thought, well, it ain't nothing I have to worry about. If that had
that.
led me into being a little more cognizant of the different areas, and that's kind of why I'm asking. And have you had any? Do you ever get any requests for like a handle like that might have an open? Because the T5, T6, they're different handle scales. They really are.
Are those the ones where it kind of wraps around the front of the tang
A
on the
little
line
bit, yeah.
steel?
Yeah, here, let me grab one. Yeah, that's exactly. You have an exposed. Joe, y'all talk amongst
You know what,
yourself.
Luke? Somebody had asked in the chat, which is kind of interesting, but I don't know if I would ever do that. But are you familiar with KHI Nepal, the kukri makers in Nepal?
I'm not. No.
Nepalese. Well, they make kukri. They make kukri. That's what they're known for in Nepal. And most of their handles are rosewood pinned handles. And while I really love the feel of real authentic wood, there is that expansion problem in different weathers and things like that. Are you able to my son is watching the game right now and he's sending me texts. He's praying. So it's like the last straw. Are you it's craziness right now in my family. Are you able to work with rosewood pinned handles to replace them? Is that a difficult thing
That's
to do?
not really my cup of tea.
I know that. I agree with you. I don't.
Yep.
I'm only asking the question because somebody had said, if do you work with KHI Nepal?
No. I mean, there's a handful of custom makers out there, but I don't even know if they would really. The guys that I know, I don't know if they would take that on. When I get requests like that, I usually defer them over to either Julio Diaz or Josh Blankenship, and they'll help guys out. There's another guy that I'll defer folder requests to, because that's primarily what he does. So if somebody asks me about a folder, I'll send them over to him.
There's a lot of people that as soon as we mention folders, someone's like, well, how about the Raja 2? And how about this one? How about that one? So it's like everybody's got the folders in their head now. Because I can understand sometimes you have a good folder in your hand and you would want to change the scales. I can understand where it's coming from, though. I really can.
Yep.
Especially with the cold steel. This is the T5. You're right. The handle scales go under. It's almost like a taco style.
Yeah. And see, with that, I've actually seen Lion Steel has a video out on how those handles are made, and they're making them on a 5-axis CNC. And
got you.
I don't have that kind of money.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've thought about changing it. But I love the T5. JR got me this for a gift. Absolutely love the shape of the knife. But again, for me, and some of you guys in the chat can comment on that. How much does cold weather affect your grip? Other than, I mean, I get it, it gets cold and it's hard, but does that little bit of steel make that big a difference? And I wanted to say too, Lucas, real quick, I wanted to say thank you. You sent me this, and I absolutely love this knife. This is a custom, Carroll'S custom, Joe.
I see it.
Love this thing.
That is beautiful.
Did a great job. Fits really. The blade's made by Rowan. It's the EKA. What is it? EKA RTG -1 made by Rowan, and then with a Lucas Carroll handle scale.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can get those knives anymore. I think they're all gone. There were people buying them from Chicago Knife Works, and they took their orders and then canceled their orders on them. And
really,
yeah, I had to refund a bunch of handles, take a bunch back because their orders got canceled. I actually had about 6 of those laying around the shop that I sent to customers that their orders got canceled. So I said, hey, I got this one. It's not brand new, but
right.
It's
cool.
Still good. Yep.
I love the handle on this one. I love my handle scales on that. And I'll be honest with you, when I was playing with it, it feels a little bit like that wrap around, but it's because the thickness here. This one fits my hand perfectly. This now, knowing that they don't make the knife, I won't carry it as much. But I mean, I went, I put a 90-degree spine on it, used a file, got that on it. It's just a comfortable. I wanted to thank you, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
Very, very much. Really do. Is Peterbilt Knife Guy in the chat?
Peterbilt Knife Guy is in the chat. Yes. You'll see him on the screen. How is that working out for you, Scab? I put it on the screen. Oh, you can't. It's too small, right?
Floating. I can't see it. I'd have to bring it.
Yeah, here's Peterbilt Knife Guy. He's right there.
There he is.
Oh, no, that's not him. That's
that's titanium.
That's titanium.
Okay. Well, that's because you've been hammering knives through nails. That's what happened there.
That doesn't help.
It's just, and it's part of being a pillar of the community. Kev's trying to get used to that calling. It's a tough one. Not everybody can handle it. I got a guy at work that acts like, see how Joe's doing that there, except my guy sleeps. That's what it reminded me of. He fell asleep grinding some aluminum today. I was super excited. So, Lucas, tell me where you want to go from here, man. Tell me with doing this, do you enjoy doing it still? Is the passion there? Could you see doing it forever? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Honestly, right now, where I'm at, I'm trying to get my kids interested, but they're just kids. So my oldest boy is 15 right now. And whether it's, knife handles or whatever he wants to make, I'm just trying to get him, interested out in the garage, doing something, making something, and they can, I don't do this for a primary source of income. It's still just a hobby. So if my boy can turn this into something later on, he can have it, any one of them. Yep.
Well, and to me, it looks like it's something that you could turn into it. And I get it. You have a job, you enjoy your job, but you do so well at it. That's the thing. And with a CNC, there's a lot. Do you make anything else other than?
I used to. I just don't have time anymore. My son, he's learning guitar right now, so he wants me to make him a guitar. So that's the next challenge, I guess I'm going to undertake. So.
And you do you do your own CAD?
Yep.
Did I understand you to? Okay. So did you go to school for that, or is that something you just picked up?
School of Hard Knocks.
I got you.
There you go.
Yep. Thousands of mistakes.
So when you make a mistake, it's obviously frustrating, right? Or aggravating. Do you? I
mean,
well, there are mistakes that happen, but do you keep a notebook? You do that?
I would have encyclopedia by now if I did that. I just try not to do it again. I mean, I do it all the time. I'll go in, I'll tweak something, and then I'll select the wrong thing, and just, it'll be doing the last cut and just completely trash the project. And it's whatever. I don't get mad about it. I just throw it away and start again. I mean,
Start over.
that's all you can do.
You. That's it.
But generally speaking, the more you do this and the more molds you have and the more options you put on there, once you have the mold set up, it's a little bit easier to kind of just, bring it out for the most part. I mean, would you say the biggest, obviously, I would say the biggest challenge is kind of designing it, getting it to fit. But once you have the mold, is it easier to kind of get them out the door?
Yeah. And then I don't make as many mistakes as I used to. It used to be kind of a shit show, to be honest. But once I have a working handle, I'll continually just go in there and tweak little things to try and make it better. Like, it's not like, I mean, usually the first batch is usually the worst. That said, I'm not gonna sell it if it's not a good handle. It's just that I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. So if I see a tool path is kind of making a mark that I don't want there, I'll just kind of go in and try to tweak it a little bit to the best that I can, and just keep trying to evolve the handle. And once I'm satisfied with it, I won't change it after that.
Right.
Now,
Luke, gun grips. Somebody asked.
I was going to ask you that.
Getting there.
Okay.
Oh, you got in there. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's good to know.
My wife's going to absolutely kill me. I mean, I already have a bunch of guns, but when I start buying guns like I buy knives, I don't know.
Yeah, that might be a line might be drawn there. Well, that's the way. And I happen to look down and I have one right there. Stoner CNC, who Peterbilt knife guy hooked me up with.
Yep.
Started with gun grips and then went into grips and then went into knife making. And I was going to ask you before Spencer asked you about the gun grips, because I want you to explain a little bit. And I don't want to keep you too long, but I want you to explain a little bit, because you mentioned it's a hobby, right? Kind of talk about that, because it's, as we've been just sitting here chatting, and I'm sitting here looking at every knife. I want to change every knife handle, right? And then expanding in the guns. Do you find yourself doing this more, like you said earlier, to give to your son, or do you find yourself doing it to maybe have something when you do retire? Talk a little bit about that. Or do you have to let me narrow that down. Do you find yourself shotgunning it more, like I can do this, 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 and this?
I mean, I think about it, but I've thought about making knives, but there is just so much that goes into that. And it's just, another huge investment. So maybe someday I'll do that, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it to the pros.
Yeah.
And just try to help them out. There's a few knife makers that I make handles for, and Josh at Ancure Knives, I'll help him out. And
good dude.
Good
knife maker.
Yep.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. A lot of private knife makers have a lot of things on their plate, and I think offering that service to like private knife makers in the States to say, listen, I could, can you make up these scales for me? I think would be a cool thing too.
Yeah, this is one of Josh's from Ancora. I'm a big fan of his. He does good work. That's cool, man. That's cool. Joe,
I want you guys to see this. This was a carry of a wedding that I did. This was his carry.
Oh, nice.
He had a nice Benchmade knife. He actually has a knife shop in Long Island. So he sells like guns and knives and stuff, but that's some nice hand grips there, nice Benchmade. This was his carry on the wedding day. So it was actually kind of cool. I figured I'll share this to you. You know,
Very cool.
wasn't too bad.
That's cool.
Yeah. Luke,
Is there,
honestly, yeah, go ahead, Skip. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
well, I was going to ask Luke. Luke, what would you leave us with? What is there anything that we hadn't covered? What would you leave us with? And I wanted to thank you, man, for coming on, because I think what you do, like Joe mentioned up front, there's a ton of knife makers. There's a ton of really good knife makers. But if you can't hold the son bitch, it just doesn't matter. So I really see what you do as a service. And again, I've sat here and looked at every damn knife, and that's just kind of the chaos of my mind. But give us some kind of final thoughts on this whole thing.
There might be some people out there that think that, you know, it's a lot bigger company than one dude in his garage, but that's what it is. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I do my best to get back to everybody, make everybody happy, and everything. I'll stand behind my work till the end. So if you got a problem, I'll fix it. I mean, that's just no questions asked. You get a hold of me, I'll make it right. Like, nope. And one thing getting into this, I never really realized how many good people there are out there, just like you two. Like all the friends that I've made doing this, it's really neat to, you know, get into the knife community. That's got to be one of the best things about all this, is just great people. And I'd have to say 99% of the customers, like if there is an issue, they're super cool about it. But there's always that 1% that just goes full Karen on me. And it's like, okay, I will fix your problem, give you your money back, but you will never buy anything else from me again. I will just cancel your order the next time I see your name pop up, and that's it. I don't want your money. And you know,
That's a luxury too, of being able to do it at your leisure, and you know, not having to, you know what I'm saying? Because I think too, man, people here, I know they hear me bitch a lot, but honestly, bro, there are so many more cool people in knife tube and in this whole area, whether it's bushcraft or swords or whatever. Even, you know, there's just a lot of people willing to help each other. And to me, that's what this whole game's about. Whole thing's about. And then Joe's he's probably taking a mafia hit there, so we'll let him do that. Trying to read his shirt. Well, listen, guys, are you back, Joe?
Yeah, I'm back. My son is just bitching to me right now because they lost, but I hear you. Yeah, Lucas, listen, this is what you're doing, I think, is really important. And it's like you don't realize how much you need new knife scales unless you have new knife scales in your hand. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize how much better I would like the slabby until I got the new knife scales. I'm like, wow, this is just so much better of a knife now, you know? And it's just, I think your work is very, very valuable. It really is, because there's not many people out there that are working to the level that you're delivering in terms of your scales. You do beautiful work, and you're available. And I know it's hard because it's kind of like tightly knit, but I wish you guys luck, and I hope you can grow and you can keep with this, because I think what you're doing is pretty damn important.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And kick ass.
Yeah. And
it really makes a big difference. I'm very appreciative for you and everything that you've done for me and the channel. I really am, man. And we've loved having you on.
I would like to say that Kevin has been harassing me ever since he found out that I'm an electrician with gay electrician memes. So if Peterbilt could knock that.
Oh, so that's what he's talking about. Okay, I gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you guys, electricians, are the big money boys, and then there's the rest of us, you know, peons. So somebody has to. I tell you,
we build ethanol plants, so
between Kevin and Reese and the group, you have some really good guys around you, and that helps keep you sane too. Listen, dude, thank you for coming on, man. This has been cool. I look forward to it, but I've really enjoyed it a lot more. Not than I thought I would, but it's been super enjoyable. You're a good guy to get to know. Joe, tell us something.
Luke, thanks for everything, man, for both our channels. Thanks for everything you do, and for the dedication you put to your craft. And it was a pleasure to meet you, pleasure to work with you. And guys in the chat, thank you for engaging with us. If you have any requests, you can find him on Instagram. You can find him on his website. I'll try, if I remember, to put some more links onto the live if they're not on there already. And thanks for joining us on Blade Talk, guys. Until the next Blade Talk. And Luke, stay in the room after we go. I end the live. We'll see you when we see you guys, and we appreciate your support. And if you have any suggestions of anything, please put it in the comment section. And we'll see you soon, guys. Have a good night. Scab, Luke, thanks for everything, man. Later, guys. Have a good night.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Awkward pause.